What? What have we just witnessed? A historic moment in European football. An absolute ruddy ding dong, mate. And look, on the night, it's Inter 4, Barcelona 3, but really this story is Inter 7, Barcelona 6. The old men of Inter Milan beating Hansi Flick's swanky, super attacking new age Barcelona in what's been an absolutely incredible spectacle, man. I'm exhausted watching it. Like, just watching Simone Inzaghi on the freaking touchline, like, is exhausting. And yeah, they did it. The oldest average age in the Champions League. But they've done it, mate. They've absolutely, I think they got the average age of 30. Just incredible. What incredible game in terms of recent memory, recent Champions League memory. Like, what I can, I think of like Rome, Barca. I think of the remontada of PSG and Barcelona and Neymar being amazing. But like, this has just been absolutely incredible. What a perfect matchup for just an insane spectacle. 3-3. Of course, away in Barcelona. Both games, Inter Milan sort of bottling a 2-0 lead. Barcelona led for like a few minutes, like 5 odd minutes, yeah? If that, like a few minutes in this whole tie. And they were like often really slapping about Inter, scoring goals and putting loads of pressure on. And we'll look at the field tilt and the stats in a moment and just talk about this game. But for that, it's just an absolutely insane tie of football in the Champions League. So welcome back to Football Yannick. What's poppin', friends? Daily content here on this YouTube channel. Apparently multiple uploads every day at the moment. Thank you to all the newcomers, the new subscribers, and thank you for your support for liking and subscribing and all that, mate. Look, man, both these teams were going for trebles, and Inter, before they even came into this tie against Barcelona, Inter were the team like crumbling. Barcelona winning Copa del Rey's, top of the league. Inter looked like they were sort of bottling the league and missing out on trophies and the trebles and stuff, and it looked like this was Barca's. But don't write off Inter. I said early doors Inter in this competition because they're just built for cup competitions, and so they've proven it, and they've got to the final. I mean, just sensational scenes. Let's have a look then. So this is it. 4-3 after extra time. See, look at this attacking momentum here. Literally, whenever there's a sliver of Inter momentum represented in green here, they score. So this is what I mean. This Barcelona team, look at all this blue. It's funny because Inter should be blue, but yeah, Barca's blue. All this pressure, and they lost to Inter. So similarly, there would have been all this pressure away in Spain as well, and they only led for a very short amount of time. This is how they lined up. Of course, it's the back 5 system. Jan Sommer in goal, who was absolutely sensational, rolling back the years, mate. Acerbi, more on him in a minute, mate. Bissek and Bastoni completing the back 3. The more reserved DeMarco as the left wing back, and the very, very exciting and attacking right wing back of Denzel Dumfries, who again got 2 assists. He was sensational away in Spain. The 3 midfield men of Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Henrik Mkhitaryan as a throwback, Nicola Barella as well, and Thuram and Martinez up front. So Martinez, Lautaro, got injured, went off in the first leg, and everyone thought there's no chance he's going to be available here. But not only was he available, he scored. And then he was replaced by Mehdi Taremi. I even want to talk about him. I've got so much to talk about. Szczesny in goal, continuing his amazing non-retirement story. Martin, another wing, the fullback / wingback, getting 2 assists. Garcia, Kubasi, and Martinez. Frankie de Jong and Pedri, of course. Pedri's having an amazing season. Rafinha, and then it's the superstar wingers, Yamal and Rafinha. Dani Olmo and Torres starting up front. We do see substitute appearances from Firmino, that comes on. We also see Lewandowski make a late appearance for Gavi, Araujo, and Pau Victor. And then, of course, for Inter, the substitutes are very, very important. Carlos Augusto came on. Matteo Darmian. So, Man United fans will be watching Mkhitaryan and Darmian just ball out to a Champions League final. Mehdi Taremi, I'll speak about him in a moment. Zielinski, Fratesi scoring, of course, and Stefan de Vrij to see out the game. So before we look at the timeline, because the timeline is absolutely chicken oriental. Throughout the entire game, it was pretty even, bro. So, in the first half, it was super dominant by Inter. As you can see here, more than double the expected goals, double the big chances, more shots, despite only having 34% possession. Inter battered Barcelona, and I think at that point there were two goals to the good and the tie. We'll just check that out in a moment. Excuse me. Second half was all Barca, 4 big chances to 1 Inter, which of course got them back, and they nearly friggin' scored again to win it, and then extra time. Was a bit more reserved. Barca really going for it at the end there of the 0 in the second half of extra time. So, deep breath, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try and do this together, yeah? Right. The opener, Dumfries breaking down the right, comes inside, plays in Lautaro Martinez, square ball, and finishes it really, really nice to go ahead in the 21st minute. Yeah, which is early, really. It was because it seemed like everyone thought this would be a way more reserved game. Not that there'd be more goals in the first tie, but that opener showing that, right, you're in our gaff here, this is more reserved, I'm back, I'm fit, Lautaro, I'm here to play, scores a goal. And it's ruddy wicked. And then, there's a penalty. On Martinez, and it wasn't given originally, and some people on social media saying it wasn't a penalty. It absolutely was a penalty. The defender kicked Martinez's boot onto the ball. He didn't touch the ball. For me, there's no discussion. It's a penalty. Çalhanoğlu steps up, who's got an amazing penalty record, converts in the 45th minute, and they are winning 5-3 on aggregate. Inter, this game is effing mental. 5-3 on aggregate at halftime at home. Yeah, what could go wrong, eh? What could go wrong? Well, Barcelona come out like a rocket. Garcia scores a goal in the 54th minute. I mean, I can't remember half of these frigging goals. I was losing my mind. Dani Olmo with a really nice goal in the 60th minute, and they're all over Inter, yeah. Inter suddenly all at sea, and they look old, and they look tired, and Barca are playing flick ball, and they're basically being Barcelona'd, right, Inter. And then they concede a penalty, Yamal, on a foul on Yamal. And I'm thinking, right, this is it. They're going to go ahead now, Barca, and this is it. They're just all over them. They're going to use this penalty, and it's just miserable. It was cancelled, and it was given as a free kick correctly outside the box. There was some discussion because the foul is outside the box, but it sort of continues. For me, if the foul is made outside the box, the contact, I think it's not a penalty, personally. That's just how I feel. I mean, that's how... So it was, but I feel like that should be the right way, personally. And penalty cancelled, so it remains, what is it now? 5-5? Yeah, 5-5. We see changes, right, from both sides, loads of changes, like, Inter are basically going for it before extra time. He makes all his changes, Simone Inzaghi, knowing he'll get one extra sub and extra time. Not that I think he's thinking about that. He's just like, we got to put some energy in here. And of course, Rafinha scores a great goal, which looks to be the winner in the 87th minute, making it 6-5 to the away team, Barcelona. It's a great goal from Rafinha because he strikes it with his left, forces a great save from Summer, finishes it with his right. So he uses both feet in like a very quick action. It looked great. Jan Sommer, of course, having an amazing game, and is, how old is Jan Sommer? He's got to be mid-30s. He had an iconic game, really. And but yeah, the second one he couldn't save, and it looks like for all of everything, Barcelona have won it late, and this is the first time in the entire tie that Barcelona have led in the 87th minute, as you see there. The first time, and it only lasted 5 or 6 minutes because that man, Acerbi, the oldest man on the pitch, the centre-back, the 37-year-old, the man who has never scored a goal in Europe in a 20-year career. He did it tonight, mate, in the 93rd minute. And I tell you what, yeah, I had all my studio set up ready to react to what was an amazing game. What was an amazing 6-5 win to Barcelona, an amazing tie. I was a bit gutted for Inter, but I was, whatever, I was excited. A lot of people wanted to see a Barcelona PSG final because of the exciting total football, whatever. But, I think a lot of neutrals were really rooting for Inter, just because they're sort of underdogs, really, aren't they? They sort of got that Expendables, rejects vibes put together to just fight against the football purists. So it was like an underdog story, everyone loves an underdog. And I had all this my studio lights, my green screen, the camera, the software, and I just hear the TV and I run back and obviously watch the replay. And not only is it insane that this 37-year-old oldest player on the pitch never scored a European goal, 20 years, it's an amazing finish. And again, it's Dumfries. And Dumfries possibly has been the star over both. I mean, he got 2 goals and an assist. He's got five goal involvements in 2 games against Barcelona. So yeah, he's got to be like the star of the game over. I mean, SofaScore here is giving Lamine Yamal the player of the match who didn't get a goal or assist because he was presumably just constantly a threat. So deep breath, exhausted, we go into extra time, and in the 99th minute, Fratesi scores what would be the winner. Great finish, but a lovely bit of hold-up play from Mehdi Taremi. I did want to quickly mention him. I'll just do it now because he's early 30s, Taremi. He must be like 32 or something. But he played at Porto for ages, and I don't watch the Portuguese league. I know he's a good striker, but he kept popping up in the Champions. I know he scored an overhead kick against Chelsea, my team. But I always looked at him as this proper number 9, this like strong, ruthless, good hold-up play, good work rate, just consistent goal scorer. But he was hard as well. Like, he wasn't a wuss, and he scores overhead kicks and stuff. So, like, when, for example, through the lens of my club, Chelsea, when Diego Costa left, we ended up with Morata. Incorrect choice, yeah. Ironically, had we got Lukaku then for Conte, instead of him going to United, it might have all worked out, because apparently he just always wins stuff with Conte. But anyway, throughout the sort of year or 2 or 3 or after Costa leaving, we never really replaced him. And I wanted Raul Jimenez at Wolves when he was peak and he looked sort of Diego Costa-y, or I wanted Alexander Mitrovic for the Newcastle. He sort of felt right to me. Or I wanted Mehdi Taremi. It was an outside shout. I was like, this guy feels like the proper number 9. And I've always had a soft spot for him. The Iranian striker. I think he's really, really good, and comes on and just plays really well, runs the channels, beats up the Barca players a bit, does the hold-up play and gets the assist for the winner in the 99th minute, and just pandemonium. Everyone goes mental, and it's just an amazing game. Yeah. I mean, obviously, as a Chelsea fan, I'd would like PSG to win tomorrow just because Arsenal are rival. But, it'll be fascinating, Arsenal versus Inter, just as it would be Inter versus Paris Saint-Germain, because that would be such an amazing, different styles, heavy, high-octane press versus this sort of robust, move. And also Inter do press. And also PSG are very young, Inter very old. It's just an amazing tie, like one for the ages, and we've been blessed to watch it. Let me know what you guys think. Please do leave your comments. Again, thank you so much for the continued support, for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it, man. So thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. Multiple videos here, so do come back. All right, mate. Hope you enjoy the football. I'm sure you did tonight. Peace.